You two engineers in one night. Right? It's always a challenge. So first of all, I came here in 2008, and I can remember clearly the day that Carrie came in and talked to me and says, we'd like to have your students involved in SIFE, and by the way, it has taken me 5 years to figure out students in free enterprise, and now you go and change that. I mean, I'm an engineer, right? I'm still trying to figure out what is free enterprise, but Enactus makes more sense to me. All right, so I might be a supporter for that. But Kerry comes to my office and he sits, and this gentle giant talks about SIFE and what it's about, and I'm like, really? Okay, really? SIFE. They get up, they talk about some projects, and okay, how are we going to get engineers to do this? What are we going to do? How are we going to convince engineering students to be a part of this team? SIFE. Try to figure it out. So sit down. Lucky enough, we found a couple of students who were willing to take a chance and to be a part of this, but this is how I explained it to them. I had to put it in engineering terms. I said, here's what we do as engineers. Technical expertise that is used to improve the quality of life. That's kind of what we talk about as engineers, okay? By the way, it's somewhat debatable. Right? the game Doom hasn't helped a whole lot of people, but I will say that the car, the automobile, the airplane, those things have helped, right? So the quality of life is something you can debate about, but that's what we try to do. We take our technical expertise, we try to use it to improve life. So when we talk about these things, we talk about teamwork, we talk about collaboration, we talk about interdisciplinary interactions. And there's not one engineering project in this world that doesn't require all those things, right? So you sit down and you break SIFE down or Enactus down to what it really is, and isn't that what it's all about? Isn't it about teamwork? Isn't it about collaboration? Isn't it about being interdisciplinary? And then you add the next part of that to that, which is life, okay? What you can do for service for your community, what you can do for service for people, service for the world, right? And you add all those together, and all of a sudden you've got a package that speaks to me that engineers can be involved, and engineers should be a part of that process, and engineers should be a part of that team. So I think Enactus embodies all of those things and all of these principles, and it makes it really simple then for me to encourage the right kind of engineering students to be a part of that process and that team. The other things we talk about often in the School of Computing and Engineering, which I think are exactly what embody Enactus and SIFE, if you want to go back to that term. So we talk oftentimes about engagement and relevance. If you don't have those two things, then the projects don't make sense, right? So you're engaging community, you're engaging the world, you're engaging the professions, whatever that case might be, and it has relevance to what you do. The service projects that SIFE and Enactus do around the globe, as well as in Kansas City, are relevant, and they are definitely engaging people in the way that we want to engage people, right? And so I use those kinds of words and those kinds of ideas when I'm trying to find the right engineering students to be part of SIFE. Not everyone fits in there. And what you bring to the table for us, I will be very honest, it's the old, we have jokes about engineers just like they do about lawyers, right? Sorry, any lawyers in the room. They always say the introverted engineer stares at his shoes when he's talking to you, the extroverted stares at your shoes when he's talking to you. You guys actually elevate them to look other people in the eye, right? And it takes us time sometimes to take those engineers to that level where they can be personable, creative, innovative people, and have this confidence to use their technical ability in ways that will benefit people. There's no doubt about it. I think SIFE has raised the profile of UMKC to a whole different level, and we are honored inside the school to be part of that. Thank you.